This is the SImpit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, and the real star of today's show is the SImpit Truck series on iRacing. We follow the fixed C-Class, is it C or B? Fixed Truck series on iRacing. We run the identical schedule to them so all of our guys can practice in the open servers, but we do race on a hosted room on Friday nights at 6 p.m. So I have about 45 minutes to get up to speed. We are running fixed setup, so not a lot to work on. I mean, you can certainly put in more than 45 minutes, but ultimately you should be able to figure out what you're doing in that amount of time in this truck and track combination. We are at Michigan International Speedway. I will say Michigan's one of my favorite tracks to drive. As a spectator, I used to have season tickets to California Speedway, the sister track to Michigan. I don't think California drives quite as good as Michigan, even though they're very, very, very similar tracks. But they do make for great racing. Maybe not the best spectating, but the best racing for sure. Really fun racing at Michigan. You got to really feather that car into the corner, and you can really push it hard, but you will get tire wear. So tire wear will be a factor. And when our drivers are practicing for the series, they're going to have to weigh the difference between outright speed and where you're going to be 30, 40 laps into the race. So let's see what the truck can do here at Michigan. Again, we are in fixed setup, so I'm in the Toyota Tundra. And right now I sit a whopping 18th in the room, so we had a lot of people out here. I see a few of our regulars, David Clymer, Joe Antonio, and Joe Stokos. I always want to call you Stokos. I don't know why,
Just
Joe.
Fajita.
Fajita Joe! So, the thing about Michigan for me, it's about easing the gas off on entry into the corners and bringing it back on, and doing it without causing any upsetting of the car, truck, whatever you want to call it. The more you increase the gas, the more oversteer you're going to get, understeer when it starts getting tire wear. Same thing on exit. The more you snap it off, the more the truck's going to turn, but you're going to get some excessive tire wear. You got to ease it into the corner. You got a lot of corner to work with at Michigan. Any wiggle, you got to think of it as being tire wear and loss of speed. It should be smooth all the way around. Truck likes to get a happy tail, though. Now, you might be able to drive. I went a little too late, caused a little understeer on entry there, a little extra wear. Now, again, drivers are going to have to weigh. Do they want to push? I can put the car a lot faster than this right now. This is kind of a good race pace. Run it like this, and you'll be able to run people down 20 laps in. I guarantee it. I've run a lot of laps here. You'll get guys who are going to go way fast out of the gates, and 3-4 laps in, they're going to start dropping off rapidly. When you get that understeer, it gets really easy to start hitting that outer wall right there.
It's bumpy by the wall.
Lost a little bit of time on entry into 3. A little bit of wiggle there. I'm liking the way things are feeling right now. I'm not even worried about that leaderboard and where we stand. That's artificial. It's about comfort and consistency. It's also about keeping those lap times down after you get 5, 10, 15, 20 laps into a run.
I think you scared everybody off.
Oh, there's that wall. That's exactly what I'm talking about. A little bit of greed, a little bit of pushing into the corner, and you get a little bit of wall. And that right there is the difference between first and sixth. Our mistake was getting a little greedy a little too early. Just had to be a little more patient bringing on that gas. I saw the understeer. I saw it happening. I just thought I had more racetrack, but just as a note of caution to those watching trying to get tips on how to run Michigan, yes, you can fight that understeer, and you can keep turning the wheel or even back out, but you know what? It wasn't a matter whether I was going to go wide enough to hit the wall or not. The fact that I was fighting that much understeer was unnecessary right front tire wear that cannot be corrected in the fixed setup. And doing that 2, 3, 4 laps in a row, getting too crazy, and you just shot any hopes on a long run. Our drivers are pretty good. They're consistent, and you have to expect there to be a long run. You're going to need to probably do a green flag pit stop. I would think at this track, our guys should do fairly well. Now, if we want, we can go out and kind of push a little hard and think of it as a qualifying setup, even though we can't make adjustment to it. And with that, you can push it a lot harder. So if you just want to play the leaderboard game, now, draft would also be a factor. So if you're, you know, I think a lot of people get into the oval side, especially in iRacing, and they get humbled by the lap times they see. And you got to keep in mind, in iRacing, number one, you have a huge variance in talent. And the other is you do have leaderboard sandbagging. Guys who are going to go out and cheat. I don't even want to say cheat. They're going to run a qualifying run, and maybe they even get lucky enough and get a draft, because I can fight through that understeer. I can just drive over it and keep turning the wheel. But you can only do it for a few laps. So let's see what we can do, pushing a little harder. Take a later apex, much more aggressive, haven't even gotten off the gas all the way, back on it. We only dropped to about 50%, still not getting any kind of draft. Joe's 3.7 seconds away, so we're not getting any benefit there. I haven't really figured out turn 3 the way I really wanted, especially on the aggressive version. I think you're going to have to back out. We've made no improvement, look at that. No better than when I was running a little bit smoother, and I'll tell you, that was more tire wear. Turn 1 being so smooth, you can just drive the truck in, get out of the gas to make sure it turns down low, and then get right back to it. We had a phenomenal run on that last lap, I think, on turn 1. It was turn 3 where we really didn't do anything great.
Show up! No!
And again, no improvement.
I think this is like 6 or 7 laps now on these tires.
That understeer, fighting that understeer off that corner was not good for a long run. Just
I'm gonna go grab something to eat. Talk to you guys later.
right on. Have a good one, bud.
Outside.
Inside.
Clear outside.
Stop the car, Cole! Stop the car!
Ah, just doing too much. I knew better than that. That was stupid. I was just getting greedy trying to catch up to Joa. Now again, in qualifying you can try to push that hard. You're going to want to try to push that hard, but in the race, don't get caught up, man. Don't get in that battle too early on, or you're not going to have anything later. Hey, Goose, how you doing, bud? Ah. Not getting the turn in on turn 3, trying it that way. That's going to be slower yet. Whoa, especially if you go down into the grass.
Hello, wall.
That's the other thing we're going to want to do, is be able to run that high or low line. And being able to run as strong as we can on either. You should get comfortable with this truck everywhere.
I like it by the wall.
Hey, John. And just like that, getting comfortable on that high line, you also got to get comfortable down on the low line. Like entering one down low can be done fairly aggressively, but you have to be a lot more patient on exit. Gotta leave enough room for that other truck up high. Hopefully he's watching you. Yeah, we're running a fixed setup. It's a little tight on exit for sure. It's actually really nice on entry. Not being very smooth on exit application. Maybe back up to the high line for a while. I like using that second line in the ground as sort of like my divider for running the high line if I'm in traffic. I figure, like, that's how much room I deserve. I should be able to come down to this black line right there without even thinking about it. Now, it doesn't always... That's not always the case in terms of not looking at it, but in my mind, if I'm up high going in, I'm entitled to that much area. Now, I don't care what you're entitled to. A wreck is a wreck, right? So, drivers, protect yourselves at all time. Alright, now let's go back to optimal. We've been running a few laps all over the place, running 8/10, a full second off even. What happens if we go back to trying to drive right? Like, we got free of traffic. You can see how much tire wear is already a factor. Now it is definitely tight on entry even. Just barely, but still tight on entry. More so in 3 than in 1. Yeah, still a full second off. Pushing out to that wall. That was some tire wear. Right front, right front. Running in too hot, you're never going to get down low. Never made apex, or by the time I did, it was no longer even an apex. Yeah, look at that tire wear. This is what, a 10-lap run maybe, if that? Car's very drivable, but the guys who get greedy and are like, oh, I'm going so slow, and they get on the gas right there every time. Coming off of 2. You're going to see that all day long. You know, everything's relative, though. Here we are running 1.2 off. But what are the guys who are trying to push? What are the guys who are trying to run 41.4s in the opening laps? How slow are they at this point? Who's to say? I'm just... what we're all dealing with, thinking about fixed setup racing. Now, if you're running with us, we run a distance that's going to force you to make a pit stop. As we've observed, the setup on this truck is inherently understeer, which means that unless somebody wants out of the race, it should be pretty easy to control and not have a caution. Like, someone's going to hit this wall. And the big question is, what do they do after? They fight it and stay full throttle and do this? Then we're going to get a yellow. Or do they observe the fact that they induced understeer by being too greedy or aggressive on the gas? Sure, they hit the wall, but they get out of the gas, you know, because you should. I mean, in a real car, you would never hold the throttle all the way into the gas. That just would be absurd, and nobody has balls enough, big enough to do it. I defy you. In sim, people tend to do it. I think in understeer situations, drivers get a little frustrated sometimes, and That'll be our caution if that is something like that. Or a collision that happens from the same sort of understeer. Someone just not holding in a line, staying in the gas and coming up into the guy outside of them. That will spin a truck for sure. My main point is what we're going to do is we're going to go out and try to do a qualifying run again. And then we're going to come in and practice a pit stop. A lot of guys, more rookies, you know, they don't practice pit stop.
Hey, what's up, gentlemen?
Hey, Sean, how you doing?
Hey, Sean.
Yeah, what's up?
We're all at Michigan right now with the trucks.
Oh, you lucky you. I just woke up.
Open practice room.
Oh, oh.
10:37 p.m. You're waking up? Sorry.
Dude, I was so tired. Man, that car has me. I'm kind of bored with that car.
Tim.
You slept the day away.
Yeah, one of those days. I didn't even like.
You lost Jesse early. He's sleeping now.
You want me to be perfect.
Oh, there go my tires.
Perfect is not achievable on planet Earth.
Bug's gonna catch me. Bug linear.
I have to go back and look at Sean's video.
Promotion. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really nice. Of
Yeah.
course. We wouldn't expect anything less.
Of course.
He doesn't want my draft. What's up with that, buddy?
Look at Joe is so quiet.
Yep, still no improvement. I think without a draft, I'm not going to get any more. I'm not that worried about my...
There it is.
If there's one track I'm not that worried about qualifying, it's Michigan. I find that this track, once tire wear comes into play, you don't even have to fight to go by people. They just, like, see you coming and get out of the way. I mean that. Alright, practice pit lane, box, box, box.
Box.
All the Americans are like, what? Alright, we're going to use that black Carfax. We're on the brake. Whoa! Locked him up. And we lost it. Car, please. Alright, we're going to have to do that again. Obviously, that didn't work. It was not... I think the braking... I think the braking point was fine. I think it was the downshift that did it. I didn't rev match and I shifted too early in a moment I didn't need to. So we're going to do one lap this time and then come around for another pit lane entry.
Great, I got trouble.
Let me leave you guys to practice. I'm going to go check and see what my guys do.
I had to get up to me so you stay in third longer.
Draft.
See you guys in a bit.
Go on the inside. What do I do, Harry?
I'm going to rattle this rookie's cage.
Where's my yellow stripe? Go for the record.
I'm pitting in, Joe.
Okie dokie. Just look at it. I don't know what that is. Yeah. Who wakes up 10:30 at night?
Oh, we got a black
Where'd he
flag.
go?
Cooked it. I cooked it in. Cooked it in. One more. I think our timing is really perfect, actually. I won't be able to come up the mountain like up the mountain. I won't be able to go up the track like I did. I'm going to have to keep it a little lower if I'm going into pit lane. Under green flag, obviously. So we're going to do 1 lap, get up to full speed, and then come back in, trying to get in clean this time.
How long will our race be?
I haven't figured it out yet. Long enough to force a pit stop.
100 laps?
Don't know.
Battle.
What's our lap time? We're at 41.
We're all in the 41s.
You have to go. I think you only can do like 38 laps.
I'm gonna use a timer to figure it out.
Climber, be ready. We'll probably have
I'm on a really good lap. I don't want to get off.
I've had a couple of good ones on.
We're gonna go around again. We're not gonna do any better though, are we? Come on, baby, go, 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 baby, go!
Harry Allen Stewart. Oh. The free package that we're dating.
I'm pitting in, Joa. I'm going around you though if I have to. I'm trying to go in from at pace.
Oh my god, I haven't tried that. I did adjust my brake bias for that reason though.
There we go. Except I went a little under now. Come on, you can go
Don't
55.
overshoot your pits.
You're allowed 55. What? No rev limiter? What is this car?
Stick your foot up the door, you'll be alright.
There we go. Nah, Spatial, they added that in the last build, the blue line.
We're done. Get going.
Whoa! Okay.
Wow, how did you do that? You touched the grass?
All the way back, all the way to the back. Want to see what would happen?
For science.
Yeah. Don't do it. That's the result.
We test for science.
I test for your safety.
Oop. I think we're gonna do one more though.
Linear crush tires. I see.
I tell you what, in a good oval race, you can win or lose the race with a pit stop. Hands down.
Absolutely.
Even under yellow, really, but even more so under green.
There's no I in team.
No, there's not.
The reason if you don't spell it right.
Downshifting too early.
Wait, downshift.
Oh, black flag, I did it again. Crap. Sorry. I'm acting like I'm the only guy out here.
I'm out here.
Con, I already had my Hans device off and everything.
I've got 55 laps in.
Tell you what, even pit lane exit is a factor, you know, and your pit stop starts the lap before on your in lap and ends maybe by the point you actually finish the cross finish line the lap after exiting. And a green flag, that is really the whole cycle. So from right now, I'm on the pit clock. If I'm racing for tenths of a second against somebody equal in talent. You gotta get everything out of your in lap, even though it's not gonna count. But these moments are precious. Having your pit routine done, not fumbling with buttons right now. This is the lap. Let's keep it down low. We want to stay down low on the white. On the brakes. On the brakes. We're going to slow down our downshift. There we go. That's it. Now we can bring it back up to 55. Little conservative, but that'll work. We're not going to lose the race to anybody with that entry. Now we still got to stop on a dime. Still on that clock. In terms of pit lane speed. Man, it's tough if you haven't done it in a while to keep the car at 55. Oh, are we too far forward? We are! Oh, no! Oh, the crime! That was 3/10 right there. Given away. A freebie to the guy in the position behind me.
Just be like Bush, just blame the pit crew.
Move it, move it.
He didn't hold the flag right.
He wasn't holding it in the right spot.
Yeah, exactly. Flipped him on M&M's.
I want to be on Jeopardy. Who knows that one?
So tomorrow when we are racing, or Friday night, when I pick up 3 or 4 spots in our pit lane, everyone will be like, oh man, I watched on stream and he kept doing that. I thought, man, he's kind of overkilling that whole pit lane thing. Anyway, alright, here is the out of our lap. So right here ends the clock of what is really a 3-lap cycle. Or is that 2? I can't count right now, but you guys know what I mean. Alright, we're going to come in one more time. We got to get it right on all ends. We got to get a good lane entry. And we got to stop in our box. I could push it further. Cooked it in, but good correction. We're alright, we're alright. There we go. 2 laps. Thank you, Tim.
Go, go, go!
That's a bad internet, Tryphon. Davis.
Whoa.
He's jumping off the relative board because the internet's so bad. Careful for that car, he's all over the place.
There we go. Alright, pretty happy with that.
No offense, man. It's just the internet. Connection.
Tim.
Waiter?
Ugh. Tire wear just happens so fast. It's awesome. This is going to be a fun race. You're going to see some guys going really fast and then go backward. You're going to see some guys just sit at the back and not get anywhere. And you're going to see some guys who conserve some energy, making really strong runs. And when I say strong run, like half a second a lap quicker, 10 laps in, we're going to see that Friday night. I'm sure of it. Every lap, every corner, you should be... That right front tire is this race. We go green. Protecting that right and your pit lane entry is going to be the factor between anybody in the top 10 and winning the race. Am I being gentle? Am I being gentle? Easy, easy. Don't push. You don't gotta push. All you're gonna do is slide. It's not even faster. It's just wearing it. That little wiggle. That's tire wear. We underspeed. We can go heavy on the gas. Tim, I think you're going to have to give me a pass on the shifter, though, and here's why. You've watched my show. How many different wheel and pedal combos have I had on my rig in the last just month? And it's going to be 3 or 4. And not that that would affect a shifter, but, man, me and my big mouth. But I'm already having a hard time keeping up with everything. And having things constantly not working right purely because things weren't mapped or whatever. So right now, my rig is about simplicity. And as much as I love and endorse and approve of shifters, bottom line is my job is testing gear all the time, and having less stuff hooked up makes my life much, much easier. I hope you understand that. Yeah, you have my shifter. But I have access, and I actually have another shifter on the way, funny enough. A very inexpensive H pattern that I'm aware of. So that is in the works as well. Anyway, oh, wow. That had to have been Joa. Yep. No. I didn't even have to look. What up, Joa?
Crash test. Just crash test.
Got to get a little Wreckfest in since we're not Wreckfest in. Here we go. Here we go.
Exactly.
Oh, actually, I'm impressed with your ability to get your car turned left right there. That had to have been some effort. That was pretty impressive.
Oh, the wheel was turning all the way.
So anyway, I am about done for the night. I've got a lot of laps under me, and now I've got to get some food in me. Not disappointed with that time, despite the fact that you look at a guy like Cody Kelly, who's probably a regular of the NASCAR Truck Series, running a 41.0. That's fine by me. Like I said, 41 versus 41.5. Now, I'm not saying Cody can't keep his tires under him. I'm sure that's him pushing to the max. But it's going to be a matter of keeping that right front protected. And a half a second is nothing 10 laps in. And then it just gets worse and worse from there. That will be the name of the game on Friday night. It'll be protecting that right front. And if we go green flag pitting, getting a good, clean pit stop. So we've practiced both of those aspects. And I'm feeling pretty good for Friday night's race. So scheduling over the next 2 days, we've got the pit stop tomorrow morning and Friday morning. Tomorrow night at 6, we got the Audi TT Cup at Nürburgring GP Sprint. That'll be an hour of racing in those beautiful Audis on Assetto Corsa. And then Friday night, 6 o'clock in these trucks for probably about a 40-minute race is my guess. That seems to be enough time to force a pit stop on everybody. Both of those should be exciting races. Hopefully you'll be here in the race. Hopefully you'll be racing with us. If not, you'll be here watching, and we'll be live for both of those and the pit stop. So that is going to do it for tonight. Thank you for being here. This is the end of Hump Day. Happy Hump Day. We are cruising for the weekend now. This is the Sim Pit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.